There are so many petitions around right now. To all world leaders, ensure that all girls can go to school. That is an example of a bad petition. That is not going to work.
First up is your impact statement and goals. The impact statement is like the big vision, the reason why we're doing this stuff. And under that, your goals. You'll probably have one big glitz and glitter public focused campaign goal, plus a few other slightly more boring goals that achieve the same impact.
So in Australia around gay marriage, they're campaigning outside, so you see a lot of movement and a lot of conversation that the movement is pushing around same-sex marriage, but they're also doing a lot of inside advocacy, which is going and meeting with political decision makers, doing a lot of that sort of inside approach where they get certain MPs to endorse the bill, push the bill through, and so those things will come together, and it's not a matter of if same-sex marriage will be passed in Australia, it's a matter of when. This strategy will kind of build that approach.
You'll start with the impact statement for the whole campaign. It's kind of like the vision that sets the standard for what we want to do. It should be really simple and inspirational. For example, Friends of the Earth International have the mission of a peaceful and sustainable world based on societies living in harmony with nature. Whereas GetUp's vision is a thriving democracy in Australia, led by the values and hopes of everyday people. They envisage a fair, flourishing and just Australia. So for our example, the impact statement might be better education in my home state. Then our goal or goals is the concrete thing that can be done that will create that impact. When making your goals, check them against these three criteria. First, is it timely? Is it linked to a very specific opportunity in time, like someone being elected or an event? Second, is it specific and realistic? So can you achieve it with limited resources? Can you actually get it done? And third, does it actually support your long-term vision, your impact statement? Let me give you a few examples from around the world. The state of Pará in Brazil passes a law barring corrupt politicians from being elected to office. See how it's really specific? We're focusing on corrupt politicians. The only public school in the town of Kwale, Kenya, is saved from demolition. It's timely, right? It was going to be demolished. We stopped that from happening. The city of Delhi opens its budget data for public review. Notice how all three focus on a specific problem in a location with people that can be pressured to make the action happen. So in our slightly smaller example of enabling policy to get a school built in my district, the bit that's missing is the timeliness. Can we link this to a local council election? If you've done this right, you've got a clear impact statement that no one can argue with, and one or maybe even two or three goals that will make that impact happen.
People are like, capitalism has failed, democracy has failed, people are disengaged with democracy. I think the best campaigning happens at a local level, and the best chance that we have at revitalising our democracy is through local campaigning and grassroots activism. And you see some of the best social movements in the world form from grassroots movements. So campaigning at a local level is where change begins.